guys, Adam Harrison from Burble Guitars, and I have a little surprise for you. Alright, so full disclosure, I actually contacted Ben Gitty Baker, and because as you know, I'm a huge fan. We do have an affiliate program with CBGitty. The reason for that is very simple. I'm a huge fan of CBGitty, always have been, always will be. And one of the things I really love about CBGitty is the fact that they just have a really great range of stock. They get a heap of really cool stock. And in Australia, we're quite hard pressed to kind of get things which are a little bit different, a little bit out of the usual. CBGitty is a full-time thing for Ben and the team out there. It's a big company, and they started from scratch. They started from nothing, and that's what I really love about them. And the other thing I really like about them is the fact that I think at their heart, they're quite traditional. They really do, although they they have a lot of cutting edge equipment for sale and things for sale. One of the things I really like about them is the fact that they really do kind of have an aesthetic. They have a look, which is something I really admire and I really love, which is that more traditional kind of style, I suppose, is the only thing I can say. So, with that in mind, I spoke to Ben just recently, and Ben actually agreed to send me out a couple of kits. These are not the super upper echelon kits. These are kind of your entry level beginner kits. Now we in Australia, we don't have kits. We just don't, we don't have suppliers out here that stock kits. And I just thought this is a really fun way to kind of introduce, firstly, our Australian viewers to what CBGitty does as far as the kits are concerned, and kind of where the price ranges start. And also for people in the United States, who are there and who haven't actually, are builders, but haven't actually tried using a kit before. I really haven't done anything with a kit before, so I'm really curious as to how and what I can do with it. I've seen Del Puckett's done. Go and check out Del Puckett's channel as well. He's done some great stuff with some kits. But so this is kind of a bit of an introduction, I suppose, and for me and for Australian builders or people who are interested in starting to build, to see what the kits are all about. We have two. Now, I'm going to be building one of them. I'm going to be giving the other kit to my friend Darren McDonald, who's an admin for the Cigar Box Guitar Builder Facebook group. Darren builds kind of differently to me. He's a different builder than I am, and he tends to use a lot of reclaimed stuff. He uses a lot of ply in his builds. He builds for himself. He doesn't build to sell. These guitars will not be sold. And although they have been given to me, and I'll be passing those on to Darren to do a critique of as well, any opinion is my own. At the end of the day, it's I think Ben knows me by now. If I don't like something, I'll point out something that if I don't like it. If I do like it, I'll say I like it. First things first, let's have a little bit of a look at the two kits. Now, when they came in, I have unboxed them, obviously, because you can see the parts here. Now, I've got parts here. I was a bit rough with these when I pulled them out. So there's kind of a cellophane wrap around one of the kits. This is this particular one is the 3-string acoustic, fully fretted paint can resonator guitar kit. So it's this one here. And I think this one retails for around about, I think, $89 US. I believe so. Just looking here. I have looked at this one. I have actually looked at this one. So I think it's around about the $89 US mark, which, if my maths is usually pretty horrible, it's half again. So if it was $90, it's probably about $135 for Australian, not including postage. Now, the other kit is about $79, and all of the parts actually came, which I really liked. All of the parts actually came inside the box, and this is one of the stick on top of the box versions. So we'll have a little look at that in just a second. You've got everything's kind of laid out for you to start with. So that's the neck. Everything's pre-drilled, so there's realistically no drilling involved in any of this. Even the machine head screw holes are actually pre-drilled there for you as well. We've got some little holes here for the screws, which will create some string break over the nut, which you can see all of that's pre-burnt. Now, these are all made in the United States, so these do not come from the Far East. They're all US made. As far as I know, they're actually made in Rochester, New Hampshire. So, so first things first, I open the box up. We've got nicely sealed package there, and this one is, and I'm just going to read this out to you in a second, so I'll give you the proper name for this kit. It's a list of instructions, a great big, there we go, Pure and Simple Cigar Box Guitar Kit by CBGitty. So that's it there. And Ben's got a whole heap of other fun stuff there as well. This just looks like great fun. Now, I think the kits, for example, I think they're a really fun introduction for people. You get everything here, the safety warnings here. It says here unfretted version of the kit. Now, you can actually get a fretted version of this one. Okay, so with this one, you can see I've got some the fret markings are actually burnt in there. There is a little scuffing on the side of this neck, so just full disclosure, there's a tiny bit of scuffing on the side of the neck. I don't think that happened here in the workshop, but it's not impossible. When I got it out, I didn't notice it. So there's a little bit of bump marks here, but nothing that can't just sand out nice and neatly. The edges, they're not sharp, but they're not smoothed over. So it does provide you with a basic kit, but it still kind of allows you, I think, to put your own mark on it. There's no reason you couldn't actually use a fret saw and put some frets in yourself if you wanted to. Even down the line, if you decided you want to do it down the line, there's no reason you couldn't do that. It's a very clean kit. It is nicely sanded on the edges, but again, just on those edges, they're left for you. Whether or not I run this up, or Darren decides to run it up the router, or whether we're just going to round it over with a block of sandpaper, 120 grit sandpaper, then 240. I'm not sure yet about what I'm going to do, but I'll talk about the kit that I'm going to work on in just a second. Sorry, I'm still working on the setup here, so you can see I've got things kind of hanging here. So apologies there. Okay, so in this particular kit, it's a string over the box version. So we'll get this out. You do get, which I really like, a slide. So in this little baggie, you get a slide. You get 3 golden screws, which I would, four golden screws, which I haven't had a look at the instructions yet. So the instructions are very, 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 very clear. String retainer screw holes, unfretted kits only. So we've got that. Yeah, I think these are it. Yeah, so I think these are for, and there's an extra, so which is really nice. That's quite kind. So we'll see what happens there. So we've got those screws. We've got a lovely bolt, black bolt, and it's smoothed off. It's actually smoothed off, very comfortable. There's no chance of jagging yourself. Yep, really nice. A nice slide. Just a steel slide. Let's have a little look. Now, I've sold the Ernie Ball slides for quite a while, and these are great. I feel a bit dirty about giving this kit to Darren now, because he's going to get this slide. I'm a bit of a slide hog. This is actually quite nice. I don't think this is much different from an Ernie Ball slide. Feels good. It's got a nice amount of weight in it. I think it'll play well. All right, so that's that. I'll pop these back in the bag. I'll pop those in a minute. Machine heads, so you get the traditional basic style machine heads chrome, which are great. I use these all the time. And we've got a bridge that actually goes over the top of, so you've got you do have the string ferrules. So these will, these nice, they're quite pretty actually. So you've got these little string ferrules that'll go into the rear, and they'll stop the strings from biting into the body of the guitar. There is a ply, which is really nice. And hey, when I say ply, I don't say it with disrespect. I'm a huge fan of plywood, and Darren's going to love this. So that's actually the bridge. Quite a high looking bridge, isn't it? Let's show you what this bridge is about. Let's put these screws back in here quickly. So the idea is quite simply that realistically, if I hadn't promised this to Darren, I'd probably build this for you right now, and it would probably take me about 10 minutes to put together the rough kit, without sanding or without anything at all. So it would be for someone that's experienced, like myself or for Darren, I think it'll be a fairly quick build. I'll just pop those aside. Now also, you do get some strings. A pure and simple string set. 9, 12, 44. Okay, all right, so this is what I generally use. That's the type of string I use on a lot of my cheaper kits. They're usually the ones where I've taken the GDG string off, and I'm usually then left with the low E, the B, and the high E, and that's what that would be, the E, B, E. So you get an EBE tuning out of that. Looks like about a 25.5-inch scale length. I could be wrong. Let me get my ruler. We'll see. Have a little gander here. Right. I'm a fan of 25.5-inch scale length, which 25. This is a 25. This ruler is set up for 25.5-inch scale length, but this is a 25, which I'm more than happy with. I quite like either way. Doesn't really bother me. So the idea is, with your kit, is there's 2 screw holes in the back here, where these larger screws with big heads would go through here and into the neck on the underside there. So it would basically sit like that on top of the box, and the bridge, there's a line there showing you where the bridge is, and that bridge literally sits over the neck, and that would be basically, that's it. That's the look of the guitar. Now it's bare. It hasn't been finished. It feels neat. It's very smooth, and although the edges of these haven't been rounded, the rest of the timber is actually super duper smooth. You really don't need to do anything. If you wanted to oil it or lacquer it or shellac it or whatever, that would be perfectly easy to do. Now this one is the fully fretted paint can resonator kit. Now what do I get? As I said, when I got this, I accidentally tore the cellophane. The cellophane's a little bit light, and it's kind of that slightly crinkly stuff. Personally, I'd like a big, one of the big Ziploc bags that you can see with the other one there. But anyway, that's a small thing really. What do you get with the kit? You get a fully fretted neck. That's it there. Again, it's not rounded off. Here, however, it's quite smooth everywhere else. So probably just a light sand. There's some very fine bandsaw blade marks in the neck. We've got very nicely installed frets. Now, you realistically, I'm going to say this, but I've actually gone to like markets and things like that where I've seen other builders and running my fingers up the frets. These are actually a lot better than some of the builders I've seen out there. So it actually feels quite nice. Maybe a little run along the side with a little bit of 240 grit sandpaper or a fret file possibly, but realistically these actually feel, apart from one little jag there's a tiny little jag on that one there. There's very, very, very little to do on this. I would maybe smooth the corners of the fretboard here a little bit. You've got string guide. There's actually a string guide here for a 0 fret. So this actually has, I'm bumping into things. This actually has a 0 fret, which I'm a bit of a fan of. I don't mind them. I actually don't mind them. So that's that. Now also in the kit, now let's have a little look here. We've got the instructions there. I haven't actually gone over the instructions yet. And knowing me, I tend to kind of be bull in a china shop kind of guy. I tend to kind of just throw myself into stuff. But it's got very simply, easy to read, laid out steps. This isn't a build video, obviously. This is an unboxing video showing you what you get. You do have a list of parts here, which you can check against the parts in the box. I was curious about these lumps here until I read in the kit. So you've got banjo style tune, banjo style bridge. All of these, so these are all wrapped in the bags there. You've got your sound hole surrounds. You've got set of acoustic strings. These are low. So so these are 44, 34, 26. So this would be realistically, again, we're looking, I'm guessing a 25-inch scale length. Measure from the first fret and 25. So we've got a 25-inch scale length, which means that with this gauge at a 25, it says GDG. I tend to like my GDGs slightly looser, so I would probably tune this one to E. But we'll see. I might be quite pleasantly surprised. We have a banjo style bridge, which is here. This is a hardwood. It's not a ply, whereas opposed to the other one, which is a ply. And again, I'm not fussed about it. We've got a couple of drywall screws, big drywall screws there. And, well, the most important part of this whole kit, let's be honest, is the paint lid. That's a new one. You could probably, if you wanted to leave it out in the rain for a month or so and gunge it all up, you probably could, or put it in some I don't know what, acetone or something like that to gunge it up. But I like the idea of a nice fresh one. Rubber bands, I'm guessing to hold the kit together, so I'll find that out in a second. So we've got some big rubber bands there. Either that or you can make a killer slingshot. We've got, so the poplar bracing, so this is for bracing inside. Okay, let's have a little look. So we've got, all right, we've got I guess these are the front. I'll pop that there, looks like there's a little more work involved for this one than with the other one. So it looks to me like going to have to cut. That's the base. The thing that's nice about that, I think I love about ply is there's a couple of different patterns. I like this one, so I would maybe try and do, I think I'd do this one on the bottom so you could see it when you turn it around. So I'm guessing these are the same. They do look the same. So that would go there. This isn't a build video, remember. This would go here. That would get glued in, I'm guessing. This will come in on the side here. So this is laser cut. So it's really, I'll have a little look. Just as I said, I'm just, this isn't a build video. This is just me kind of having some fun sliding it all together. So maybe a little sanding needed. Possibly. They're all going in quite nicely. Oh, there you go. So that's the box. Looks good. I mean, it's all laser cut, so it's precision done. That's the thing. These go in the front and the back. So then what would need to be done would be, then don't quite go from end to end, but they would just sit in there and get clamped and glued in there. And then the neck, I'm guessing, sits on the top. You do have to cut out some little trenches here for the lip of the paint lid, and I'm sure I can deal with that. And that would sit on the top. And again, I think it would depend on if there's a particular grain that you like the look of. I like this one, a little bit of a tiger stripe on it. And I reckon if I burnt that, I got my burner and burnt that, I reckon I could bring up a little bit of that grain. So again, it'd all be clamped. Let's see how this fits in. Does this fit in tightly, firmly? It's got a slight amount of movement, which is fine, no issues. There are some surrounds that go here over the hole, so you do have surrounds. I think with the other kit, there's no surrounds, it's just left bare, so which is fine, doesn't really matter. So that is basically what the kit looks like. It is acoustic. There is no pickup in here. I don't know. Maybe I'll put in a piezo pickup or something like that underneath it, possibly. I don't know. Maybe I'll just play it acoustically. I don't know. I think I'd like to amp it up, which means if I do, I have options with this kit if I wanted to. So as a basic build, this would be great. This will be really, really fun. So you do need to make sure you've got it all laid out neatly. Okay, so yeah, so there is a little bit to do. So this is slightly more involved build. So here there's the lip, and you can see how the lid is standing proud there. So you need a little bit of TLC. The whole idea with this one, you know what? I might go a little OTT with this because I actually have a couple of really nice pickups that I reckon would fit quite nicely into this. I did buy just recently one of the I've got a few from Ben, but I've got a few of the mini humbuckers, like a chrome mini humbucker, which would go nicely with this. You do get box corners with this as well, and not just four for the top. You actually have box corners for the whole way around. That's nice. This is nice. I'm really excited about starting this kit. So look, so this was just a little introduction, an unboxing, if you will, and a review. So far, I'm really happy. So thank you for watching. If you're interested in purchasing one of these kits from CBGitty.com, please use our affiliate link. The affiliate link's great for you. If you use the affiliate link and use the code word Birdwood, you'll receive 10% off the price of your order. So whether or not you're in the United States or here in Australia, you do benefit. We are benefiting from cheaper shipping rates from the US. I've been ordering everything I get from CBGitty, and I've been really, really happy with it. It's good stuff. All right, so I wouldn't be ordering from Ben if it wasn't good stuff. So I'm happy. I'm a happy camper, and I'm really, really, really looking forward to building this guitar. I'm going to have a ball with this. But as I said, maybe I'll build it straight up, but I'll have to kind of glue it together, I think. So I'll put a little thought in. So grab your kits. There's still shipping time in the United States. There's still time before Christmas if you wanted to get a gift for somebody. This video is going out on the 15th of December. There's 10 days, so there is time if you're in the United States, continental United States, to order from Ben. I know the guys are absolutely flat out at the moment getting shippings and orders out, but you do have time to order from them. For here in Australia, we would be looking at New Year, probably just before the New Year or just in the New Year for delivery. But yeah, it's just lovely to see, to have one of these kits in my hand. And I know Darren, I spoke to Darren about the other kit, and he's actually quite excited about putting that together as well. So we'll have a bit of fun with this. I don't know. I might stain it and get some interesting colours on there, maybe doing some rainbow staining on this. So we'll see what actually happens with this kit. I'm definitely going to have fun with it. All right. Thank you for watching. Really appreciate it. If you want to see what I'm doing, you can go to CBGitty.com to check out what I'm doing and the builds that I do. And of course, as I said, please use the affiliate link if you're interested in purchasing one of these kits. I do get a small kickback. It does help the show. It does help us along here. But thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next video. Bye.